doctorarjaybe. I wanted to talk a little bit about the adolescent brain. I know that for some of the parents are not sure if their adolescent has a brain. Um, I basically say that the adolescent state is a state of insanity. Temporary insanity, fortunately, but still, they're crazy. And you got to be understanding to be a parent of an adolescent. The teenager is going through a period where there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of hormones that are flying around, and their brain is changing quite a bit. The baby actually has more brain cells than an adult has. So they lose about 10% of their brain when they go through adolescence. So there's this, loss of brain cells during the adolescent period. But in addition to that, there's also an increase in the connections in the teenage brain. So we do have a maturation of the brain and the maturation of the person at the same time. During this period, though, where there's this paring down of the brain cells and the forming of new connection, the teenage brain is very sensitive to changes. So let's just say the teenager is going through this state and their parents are going through a divorce at the same time. They're very sensitive to the trauma of the divorce to them and can affect them as far as their relationships later on. In addition, any drugs that affect the brain are going to be a lot stronger during this period. So let's just say a teenager decides that it's cool to smoke cigarettes around this time and start smoking. Their brain is going to be more effective. They're going to be more addicted to the nicotine in the tobacco smoke than it would be if they started smoking, let's say at age 25 or 30, when the brain is pretty much fully mature. Of course, any controlled substances like cocaine or heroin are definitely causing more effect on the brain during this period of time. And to a certain extent, doesn't allow the brain to mature the same way it normally would because of all the activity from these chemicals. In addition, one of the positive points is that the teenage brain is also affected by good things like exercise and diet. So if during the adolescent period, the adolescent gets into a healthy diet and healthy exercise program, that's also going to have a favorable effect on the brain's maturing. So there are good things that affect it and also the bad. But in general, it's not a bad idea to treat your teenager as if he's going crazy for a while, and try to be understanding and try to be tolerant of all the craziness that happens. Teenagers are risk takers because they're learning, how to become independent. They tend to do things that we think are just plain crazy and immature, but it's their process of becoming mature that they're going through. So they're experimenting with a lot of things, in some cases things that are not too beneficial, but it's their way of becoming a mature adult. Okay, take care.